Yeah, so in the previous video we saw that the ingredients that we were adding, yeah, over here like we added basil, but when we came out of after adding the ingredient in the ingredient info object, the preview that we see here of that object is not proper. It does not say give the name of the actual ingredient. Similarly, if we want to add some other ingredient, maybe garlic, we'll say 2 clove. Again, I'll just put chopped. Yeah. Now I see over here again you can see only the additional info, which is a string, it is displaying, but the ingredient, which is basically a reference to another document, it is not displaying that. So there is a way to customize the preview of each of our objects. So we can in fact quickly check in the documentation. If you just come here and type maybe preview, yeah, okay, yeah. Over here you can see not just for object, even for documents, outside the fields, once you have entered all the fields, you can give a preview. So we'll do something similar, which has, now this preview will have a title, subtitle. It also has an image, basically media. It must be somewhere down here. We'll see, we'll try. Yeah, this is here, media. So these are three there are three keys that we can give value to, and if you have something more, then there's another way. So first of all, we'll try what it is written, what in the documentation says. So if we want to give a preview, you just have to come outside of the fields list. So we are outside of this fields array in the ingredient info, and in the select, what we want is we want a title and we want a subtitle. Let's see what all we can put. So in the title, what we want is we want the name of this field, the name of the ingredient. So in order to access this field, we will give name, because that's how it is. I mean, that's what the name of this field is. So we'll say name, but because this is a reference and it is so if we give name, so it is not only referencing to this document, but we want the name of that ingredient. So if we go to ingredients, if we want the name, it is again name. So over here we'll give name dot name, because name dot name. So this name comes from the current document and this is from the reference document. And maybe in the subtitle, if we give the unit dot name, so it will be unit dot name. So let's try and see what we get. So if we come here, yeah, so we see that the unit, if we go with unit dot name, it's coming fine. Now let's say we want to display the quantity as well along with the unit name. We want to display the description also. So how do we do that? It's already a string, so we can't use template literals, template strings. So if I try to do something like this, tt, yeah, go on, tt. If I come back here in the, okay, so it's not there, so it's not working. So what can we do next in order to customize the subtitle or customize the title? So there is another way to it, and that is we can, inside the preview object, we are passing select and we have to pass a function, that is prepare. So now whatever we pass in the select, we can access all the selection inside prepare. So let's say over here, whatever you are passing, it is getting passed in here. So in the subtitle, what we'll, instead of passing a subtitle, what we'll do is we can pass what all values we want in the preview. So maybe we'll say we want quantity. As a small preview, we can show what quantity was added. Okay, so quantity, okay, so it's not a reference, so this is fine as it is. Next is unit, because we want to show the unit name. So maybe unit name or unit description. We'll go with unit description. We already saw unit name many times. And next we can, if you want, we can show additional information as well. So additional information I think will be too much. or just we'll just add it, no problem. Additional info, it's just additional, it is just additional. Okay, and next is maybe we can show a small image, maybe image URL, so that image, the image of the ingredient is coming from the ingredients. The name in our current object is name, so we'll say name dot. Now we are entering the ingredient document. Now inside the ingredient document, the image name is image, so we'll say image. Now in order to resolve to get a image URL in Sanity, we just say asset.url. That's what we do. So this will give us the image URL. Now these are all the values that we are getting in the selection. So one way is we can just destructure in the over here as well, over here itself. So it will be quantity, unit, additional info, and image URL. So now all these values are being passed to prepare function. Now this prepare has to return, it's a function, so it has to return, it will return an object, and it will return only those things like what the preview supports title, subtitle, and media. So that's all we can return. So in the title, what we want is we'll use the same title, and maybe we can make it uppercase, so to uppercase. Next is the subtitle, which will be just below the title in a small font. So over there maybe we can show the quantity, unit, and some additional info, because we are we'll see if it looks okay. So over here we can use the backticks. Okay, and in this we are going to put the quantity, and in the same we will put unit. Maybe 2 leaves, it will be basil, and under that it will be 2 leaves, and if you want we can give additional info that dried or something. Then media, in the media we have to because over here what we are doing is, okay, so we'll first try to see what we are getting here with just title and subtitle. If we come here, so this is good, this is looking good. It is saying ingredients are basil, 3 leaves, dried. I think I should change from description to unit, so I'll just go back and I'll make it name in the unit. It looks better. Yeah, so this is fine. Basil, 3 leaves, dried. Garlic, 2 cloves, chopped. So this looks good. Now the thing is, we want some image over here where there is this icon, document icon. Better if we can have an image. So if you want to put an image from a URL, what we can do is we can have, if let's see what these people are doing in the documentation. Over here, use portrait, and what is use portrait? Okay, so I think that they are referencing to some they are referencing to some to something. Use portrait, use as thumbnail. Okay, so this is in the same document. They have a field use portrait, and they are trying to reference it. So another way that we can do is, as you can see here, we can use these HTML tags to show I mean the media can actually take a component, but over here but over here you can see whenever we are using an HTML tag inside all our files are JavaScript files. Whenever we are using HTML tags, so we have to make sure we import React, because it has to be it has to be JSX basically. So what we'll do is we'll do something similar for us. You can see we can use emojis as well, but we have an image, so we'll use that image. So we'll come back, and in the media what we'll do is we will give an image tag, img. We can give the source as image URL, then all text. We can give maybe the title. Title we can give. And what else we have to give? Nothing else. But again, because we're using an HTML tag in this JavaScript file, so we'll better import React from, and remember, you don't have to install React over here because Sanity Studio is built on React, so it is already there. Now if we go back and if we see it here, so this looks very good. We can see our images, the name of the ingredient, and a small description like basil 3 leaves dried. So it's whoever comes here, he wants to edit or add or remove, so they don't have to individually go inside each object and see what is inside. We can give a small preview on the outside, and if they want, they can just go inside and make the changes. So this is done for the recipe. Now the last piece remaining is we have to see if the data that if we query the data, is the data coming properly or not. So in the next video we will write GROQ query in here, and we will see if we are getting the correct data and the correct format. And I'll take some time and I'll add maybe 2-3 recipes before I start writing the query. So see you there in the next video.